Okay, last time we started with this topic and we couldn't finish. Today we will try to go through it, and next time, which will be next week, inshallah, then we will come back to some more calculations for some of the items which we have not covered. Okay, so preparation of BOQ follows three steps. The first step is what we have been doing, which is measurement or taking off. Okay, so you are filling the measurement sheets, and the process is called as taking off. So the measurement happens from the drawings and the specifications, and then you do it on the dimension sheets, right? Okay, and then the next thing is abstracting. So in the measurement sheets, I have already shown you. Sometimes we do, time sync, right? Time sync means what? How many numbers, right? Okay. And if you have, for example, same wall in 4 different rooms, okay, you will do 4 into something, right? Right or not? Okay. And if you have the same wall on 2 different floors, then you will do 4 rooms multiplied by 2 floors, right? Okay. So why are we doing this? Why are we not just putting all the things together? Okay, just give me the final number. Okay. Why do you need to show me 4 multiplied by 2 multiplied by this and so on? Okay. And the dimension sheet, we also do waste calculation, right? Okay. Which is when you are adding the corners or subtracting half of the weight and these type of things. Okay. So your dimension sheet is very detailed. There's more details than what you actually need in the sheet. Okay, and the purpose is so that if you make any mistake, so people can go to the dimension sheet and check where is the mistake. Okay. So in abstracting, when you go to the next stage, so the details are done. Okay, now I have to put this data forward. So now I will do what? I'll start to combine things which are similar to each other. So I will leave out the details now. Okay, I just go for the final numbers. Okay, and if I have, like, for example, 4 concrete items which are of the same nature, they are of the same type. In abstracting, I'll combine them together. Okay, the abstracting means now you are preparing a summary. Okay, so dimension sheet was the details. Now you are preparing the summary. Abstract means summary. Okay, and here summary doesn't mean in terms of words. Here summary means in terms of numbers. And then we prepare the final BOQ, which is called as the billing. Okay, BOQ stands for what? What is the full form of BOQ? Bill of quantities. Okay, so that's why we call it billing. Okay, because we are preparing the bill of quantities. So dimension sheets we have already covered, and we will do more from next week onwards. Okay, but now, okay, so we will talk about now abstracting. So so in the measurement process, you were taking every part of the building separately. Okay, and the problem is you will see many items which are repeated. So concrete may be repeated 10 times, reinforcement may be repeated many times. Okay, and those items can be scattered. For example, wall. You have wall in the substructure and you have wall in the superstructure as well, right? So you may see 2 different calculations for the wall, but it's the same wall. Okay, in most of the cases, you don't need to change the wall material. Okay, so for example, paint or screed or something which you are doing for the finishes. Okay, or doors, let's say. So the door, there is no reason to have a different door on the first floor and the second floor, right? If you want to do it for aesthetics, looks good or something like that, but there is no technical reason to have a different door on the first floor and the second floor, right? Okay. So these items in the dimension sheet are separate. Okay. So this is a problem that there are many items which are repeated and the items are in different sections. Okay. One item could be in one sheet and the next item, which is similar to this one, could be after 10 pages. Okay, so this is the problem in abstracting. We will collect all of them together. Okay, in the process of abstracting, the items which are similar to each other and they are in different places and they are repeated, we will now collect them together. Okay, so repetition will be gone and the scattering or separation will be gone as well. You can see them in one place. Okay, without any repetition. Okay, so you will see the total numbers now. So you will follow a suitable sequence when you are doing the abstracting. Okay. Now, yeah. For the abstract, we only focus on two things. In preparing the abstract, we only focus on two things. The first thing is description of the item. And the second thing is the final quantity. Okay, the final quantity. So it's called as what from squared dimension. Okay. So for example, you have concrete. You have the dimensions for concrete, which is 0.2, let's say, and 6, and doesn't make sense. 6 and 6, let's say. Okay, so this is for concrete. Okay, and the description is, let's say, C30 by 20 concrete for slab, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. Okay, so in the abstract sheet, you will have the description. In the abstract, you will take the description from here and the squared dimension. What is the squared dimension? Do I have the squared dimension? Is it written here? Yeah. Okay. So when you do 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 0.2, the answer is the squared item. Okay. And there is no time sink here, right? There could be a time sink here. Maybe this is 2, 3 into 2 into this whole thing. Okay. So again, the square product will be what? 3 into 2 into 6 into 6 into 0.2. Got it? Okay, the final product. After multiplying and taking the cubic meter, the square meter, and everything. Got it? Clear or not? Okay, I'm talking about the quantity which you will have in this column. Next column, not the first one. Got it? Fair? You guys are in a meeting on WhatsApp. Okay, so in the abstract, we just need two things: the description and the final quantity. Okay, and the final quantity means the after multiplying and adding and everything. Okay, the final thing, and then obviously you will just not copy them. Okay, we have to do also what? Why are we calling it abstract? What is the difference between abstract and the dimension sheet? So I'm taking only two things from the dimension sheet, and what else I'm doing? You will summarize, right? Okay. So if the concrete appears 10 times, you will not put 10 things in the abstract. In the abstract, this whole concrete will become 1. Got it? And how do I make it 1? From the description. If the description is same, I'll combine it. Okay. Okay, and the final stage is preparing the bill of quantities, also called as billing. Okay, then the item description and the quantities are transferred from the abstract. Okay, the abstract, the next stage, and you put them into standard billing sheets. I showed you the sheets, right? Some of you were bringing it in the exam as well. Okay, you have seen the BOQ sheets, right? And you are preparing it for your projects as well. In the measurement process, the taker of, the person who is calculating the quantities, may describe the item very briefly, means with a short description. Okay, but at the billing stage, we need the full description. So if the person who is calculating the quantity, he did not write about the, for example, the type of paint, it's fine. But in the billing, in the bill of quantities, this should be mentioned. Got it? Okay, because the contractor will now use it. He will take this and he say, okay, you told me paint 2 coats. Okay, I will do any paint. Okay, it could be emulsion, it could be glaze or whatever. Okay, so we cannot let this happen. So description in the bill of quantities in the BOQ can be more detailed. Description. Quantities will not change. They should not change, right? Who will change them? Got it? Okay. The bill of quantities can follow two type of breakdown, meaning two types of listing. Okay, listing or categorization. One can be on the basis of elements, and the other can be on the basis of work section. You will find them in different types of NRMs. Okay, what was NRM? What is NRM? Standard for measurement, right? So NRM stands for what? Standards for measurement. Yes. Need rules of measurement. Okay, so we have NRM1, NRM2, and NRM2 has multiple additions. Okay, so you will find the work section breakdown in NRM2, the one which I gave you. Okay, and you will find the elemental breakdown in NRM1. I didn't give you, we are not following it, but it's easily available. You just search, you will find it. You can download. Obviously, it's an old one. So the first one focuses on the cost. Okay, so which items can be together in terms of cost? If the rate is same, they will combine. Okay, or how you are paying to the contractor. Okay, so you don't pay to the contractor. Okay, today I will give you 200 BD. Tomorrow I will come give you 50 BD. You don't do it like this. Okay, how do you pay to the contractor? You are building your villa, for example, or your palace. Just think about it. Be happy. Okay, so I'm building a big palace now. Okay, how will you pay to the contractor? On basis of what? Huh? By the contract, right? Contract. Okay, how do you prepare the contract? What do you write in the contract? I will pay you like after every month, I will pay you. After every week, I still have to write the contract, right? I will pay according to the contract. Who will write the contract? Who will write the contract? Me, right? So what conditions should I put in the contract? I pay him every week? No? Why not? How will he get? Huh? What step? He will go one step. You give me 200 BD. That one is what? Foundation. Okay, good. Yeah. So this is what we are talking about. This is elemental. Okay, when he finishes one element of the work, we'll pay him, right? Okay, so today he finished foundation. Okay, today he finished substructure. You give him the first payment. Today he finished gray structure for the first floor. Another installment. Okay. I don't know if it happens here or not. In Pakistan, when they will put the slab, they will celebrate. On the construction site, they will celebrate. They will have like a gabba. Okay. They will have like lots of rice and so on. Okay. So like people like me who will be sitting in the office in the AC the whole month. Okay. When the slab will be poured, we'll go there and have party and come back. Okay. So check. Maybe they are doing it here as well. Huh? No? Huh? Maybe you can start. You guys are good with it, right? Partying and so on. Okay. So the elemental focuses on stages and the work session focuses on each item. Okay. Which you can find in NRM2 and we have been following it. Okay, so NRM1 for elemental breakdown, the group items are by function. For example, substructures, superstructure, first floor, second floor, roof, frame, whatever. Okay, so first of all, we follow NRM1 for cost estimation and planning. Okay, so we use both of them actually. We use both these structures in our bill of quantities. When I'm planning for my project, so I have to calculate how much cost I will need after 6 months, how much cost I will need after 1 year. Okay, so I will use this breakdown, elemental breakdown. Okay, I have to arrange the money, right? Okay, so this is for me, for planning of my cost. So you find out how many elements in your project you have, and for each element you will make sub elements. So for example, substructure, we know substructure includes a lot of other things, right? Okay, such as what is included in substructure? Foundation. What about foundation? Now you guys have to be careful. After the exam you gave, your foundation can mean anything. But foundation excavation, foundation backfilling, foundation concrete, everything was same, right? No? No? Not same. Very good. I'm very happy you know that. Okay, but I already told you, like, okay, so if you say foundation, then foundation has excavation, foundation has concrete, foundation has backfilling. Okay, so these are what different sub elements. Okay, foundation is one sub element, excavation another sub element, and so on and so forth. And then from there, for each sub element, you will go to NRM2 and find out its work section. Okay, so this is like the flow which we follow. Okay, so I am the client. I start from element breakdown structure for preparing my cost planning. Okay, then I will give this to somebody, engineer, design engineer, cost estimator. He will identify elements and then sub elements as well. In each element, what are the small tasks? Okay, and then it will go to the contractor, who will further subdivide it into each work section. Okay, because he has to now plan the work, right? Okay, he is more interested in what? How will I do this? Okay, in one of the previous lectures, when I said paint, okay, she didn't come, but for the girl who was saying that, okay, paint, then I have to calculate the liters of paint, right? I don't have to calculate. If I am the client, I'm not interested in how much paint I need and when I need and where will I store it. But contractor, he has to worry about these things, right? So contractor is more interested in the work sections, each and every detail of the work section. Okay, so this will go to the contractor and he will prepare the work section breakdown. Okay, so this type of elemental breakdown makes it easier for cost calculation. And then you can put it in the tender as well, when you prepare the contract. Okay. So this is the elemental breakdown from NRM1, okay, or a part of it, I believe. It's not the full. Okay, so it's, you can see it is following a logical sequence. Okay, so first of all, we will have the preliminary work, which is signing of the contract and whatever legal work you have. Then we start with facilitating work. Okay, facilitating work means what? Now you will go to the site. If you have you gone to construction site? Have you done site visits? You haven't? Oh. Okay, so what do you see on the site? Tell me. On a construction site, you are doing this. Yes, what do you see on the construction site? Apart from the building, on the building, what other things you see?
Safety conditions.
Safety
conditions.
Safety conditions. Okay, what else? Offices. Okay, what else? We have safety conditions, we have offices. There are people living and working there, right?
Tools and machines.
Tools and machineries, so we have to bring them on the site. Have to bring them on the site. Okay, the plot is empty. So this is what we call as facilitating work. You are preparing the site to work. This is called as facilitating work. Okay, so sometimes we will put a boundary wall, a gate, because now you have material and machinery, so you want to make it safe, right? You will have security, you will make these containers for offices, and there are some labor who live there, right? Okay, so they need other things as well. There are people who are working for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Okay? It's not a building like this. Okay, so they need water connection, they need toilets, and they need a place to sit, place to rest. They have to build all these things. They are not there. Okay, so this is called as facilitating work. Then you have substructure, superstructure, okay, and finishing, fitting. You have services, IVA, and so on. You have then external work, risk estimation, provisional sums, and so on. Both, obviously, we cannot cover all of them, but you know how to finish it, right? Okay. So now you can see the sequence. This is how construction happens. You sign the contract, you prepare the site, then you will do substructure, then superstructure, right? So this follows a very good sequence on in how the construction work happens. Okay, and then when you look at this list, it becomes easier for you to prepare the costing and so on. Okay, so here you see sub-elements. So these are the elements. The first column is are the elements. In the second column, you see the sub-elements. Okay, so substructure means what? Facilitating work means what? So it has 4 or 5 activities. Okay, substructure means what? Whatever. Superstructure means what? So it has many elements. Okay, so these are the sub-elements I was talking about. Then we have the work section breakdown, which gives the contractor's view. Contractor is more interested in this. So you group the items according to the trade and the product. Okay, here it's not about the project. It's here what do you need to do. The grouping is according to what do I need to do. Okay, so trade means type of work. Trade means type of work. Okay, so for example, if I have to make this table, who will I call for making a table? Who will I call? A tailor, hairstylist, doctor. Who will make this table? Tell me. Yes. What? Punjab. Carpenter. No, Arabic and huge. Okay, it's a carpenter, right? So now this is what the trade. So I know who will do it, right? This is called the trade. The person who will come and do it. Okay, and the product is why that person is coming because it's made up of wood, right? Okay, this is made up of wood. If I have steel or electrical wiring, I will call the electrician, right? Okay, so these are the trades. The contractor is looking like this. I have to do this. Who should come and do this? The trade, and what he will do, the product, what he will give me in the end. Okay, will he give me a table, a door, a wall? Okay, the contractor is looking at these things. So this is the work breakdown, work section breakdown. Okay, and the final bill, because the final bill is for the contractor, final bill for the contractor. Okay, that is arranged in this way. Okay, so we are not talking about the tender document. Okay, so there are two documents. One, client prepares initially before giving the contract to the contractor. Okay, so he will do the element breakdown. Substructure costs this much, superstructure costs this much, and so he will. After the contract is done, after the contractor gets the contract, he will prepare another bill of quantities, which is according to work section. Okay, and obviously he has to get it approved by the client. Okay, the client can make with him. Okay, we will give you another document. Okay, but the final bill is according to this. And I already mentioned this. Okay. So you can see the work section breakdown from NRM2. There's a whole list given in NRM2. Okay, and one of the sections I forgot now, but if you open it, you will see work section list or list of bills or something like this. Okay, so now you see again you have preliminaries. Okay, then you have off-site manufactured materials and so on. So here, for example, all these things, okay, you cannot see them, some of them clearly, sorry for that. But all these things in the element breakdown were under finishing, all of them. In the work section, now you see each one of them separately. Okay, so this is the main difference here. Yeah, so this will give you each item in the element. This is a more detailed list, and you can see it more properly as well. It's bigger. Okay, so you have preliminaries. Okay, for example, now you have demolition as well. Okay, so the first 2-3 items were all under one element. Okay, and so on. I already gave the example of this one. Now you see here in the elemental breakdown structure, you will not see this. Okay, because transportation is not my problem. Transportation is not the client problem. Transportation is the contractor's problem. He will pay for it separately. He will call someone. Okay, so he needs to know who will be the driver and from where he will get the truck and so on. Okay. So if you look at the elemental, the first is the BOQ with the elemental breakdown. The second one is the BOQ with the work section breakdown. Okay. So in the first one, you can see external walls above ground floor level. Okay. So you have the brickwork and you have all walls which are together. Okay. All the walls are together. And here, okay, you have the work section. So now you see that there they were mentioning the level. Okay, so they are doing it for the superstructure and it's the external wall. Okay, but here it is one particular type of wall. Okay, so they are focusing more on the material itself. Okay, not where they are doing. Okay, did they mention the floor, the level, internal, external? No, right? Okay, because for work breakdown, it's not important. Okay, so if you compare the two approaches, the NRM sections are different for each one of them, already mentioned. One is cost focused, the other one is work focused. Okay, elemental is cost focused, how we pay, and the work section is work focused. Okay, how the construction will be done. The first one is good for quantity surveyors, the second one is good for contractors, I already mentioned it. And yeah, in elemental breakdown, you may have similar items in different sections. I already gave the example of wall, right? Wall can be in substructure and superstructure both. The elemental breakdown will show you in different sections. Okay, but work section, you will have wall because it's the same type, right? It's the same trade and the same product. In work section, it will go together. Okay. Okay, we have already seen it in the first lecture, I believe. So in the first column, this is the BOQ, typical BOQ template. The first column is the ID. You can put the ID in terms of number, item number 1, item number 2, or you can put the ID in terms of codes. Okay, A, B, C, and so on. Okay, it can be A1 as well, A2, A3, or the numbering can be different levels, 1.1, 1.2, and so on. So the first column depends upon you. The second column is about the heading and the description. Okay, so heading is the main element or the main work section, and then under that we may have different descriptions. I already showed you the descriptions for the wall in these slides. In the third column, you have the quantities. Okay, and the quantities are coming from where? The dimension sheet. Okay, the final one or the abstract sheet, not the dimension sheet, the abstract sheet. Okay, and then we have the unit, unit which we use, and the rate, and then in the end the final amount. Okay, so column which one is it? 3 and 5 are multiplied to get the last one. Column 3 and 5 multiplied to get the last one. Okay, what else? Okay, this is example of abstracting. Okay, this is an example of the abstract thing. Don't focus on the drawing. The drawing is not saying anything. Okay, just a sample. Okay, so this is your dimension sheet. This is what you got after taking off. Okay, and this is the abstract of the same sheet. Okay, the abstract of the same sheet. So you have the groundworks, you have the excavation, you have the filling, and you have the disposal. Okay, and these quantities are taken from here. Okay, so for example, you have site preparation. The quantity is 75.96. I'm focusing on the final quantity. Okay, the drawing is not given, so I don't know what is 10.79, what is 7.0. This is not the topic now. Okay, we already done that. We have already done that previously. Now, 75.96 in square meters multiplied by the depth 11.39 cubic meters. Okay, this is the quantity, the final quantity. Okay, then they are saying from this quantity subtract 27.68 from 75.96. You deduct 27.68. Why are we deducting? Why? We don't know. It's not given here. Okay. We are deducting because we want to show in the abstract. Okay, just an example. They don't know why they are doing this. Okay, just focus on how they are putting it in the abstract. Okay, now pay attention here. 75.96 deduction 27.68. Okay, you can see this minus this. The final quantity is this much. Okay, this is the final quantity. This is what we need to keep in mind. Okay, and here you can see the full quantity was 75.96. Deduction is written here. Okay, so in abstract, we make two columns. One for adding, the other one for deduction. Okay, and in the adding column, you will show the final quantity as well. Got it? Okay, but here you will not see any dimensions, you will not see any calculations, nothing. Okay, this multiplied by this, or there were 2 rooms and 3 floors and 4 projects, nothing. Okay, this 75.96 coming from here. Whether you multiply 2 values to get it, you added 5 values to get it, you calculated girth, you calculated area, doesn't matter. Got it? Clear? In the end, you have just 2 columns, full quantity, deduction in this column, and so on. Okay, you see the same thing here as well. Okay, the quantity is this one, and then you have deduction of this one. Okay, quantity, and you have, there's no deduction, sorry. The quantity is this one, there is no deduction. Quantity, no deduction. Final quantity, same. Okay, next one, quantity this one, deduction this one, final quantity this. Got it? This is the abstract. You can see the headings on the top. The headings are on the top. Okay, so we only need for the abstract these 2 things. Okay, what else? Yeah, same. Okay, this is how they will go from the abstract to the BOQ. This is now the BOQ. Okay, so it has gone from the abstract to the BOQ. So you see the final quantities after adding, after subtracting. Okay, so the deductions were done. Okay, so the first quantity was 48. You see 48 and the description is given here, the units are given there. Okay, how did we get 48? Not our concern here. Okay, so from every step, when you move forward, the details are less. You can see it here. You look at the first step was this, right? More details. Second step, only plus and minus. Third step, only quantity and description. That's it. How do I get 48? It's not here. Okay, so that's why dimension sheet is very, very important. Okay, you have that much time. Okay, so for example, if you have a two-story residential building, okay, two-floor residential building, or ground plus one residential building. You have ground floor and the first floor. Okay, let's say you have this residential building. Okay, and let's say one of you, let's say girls, you take the elemental breakdown, and you guys take the work section breakdown. Okay, for the same project, you have ground plus one building. Okay, you can open NRM2, you can open the slides, no problem. They are also uploaded. Okay, so you prepare a list according to the elemental breakdown, and you prepare a list according to work section breakdown. Got it? Start. Just need a list. Okay, we just need a list. And don't put, like you are doing in your projects, don't put everything. Focus on it's a building. Go.